Okay, Hangout is live. Growing old is natural occurrence that no human can escape from. The old lady was once the charming princess, the infant today who grow old tomorrow. In this life, you will reap what you sow. The way you treat the elderly will determine how you will be treated when you grow old. Therefore, show respect to the elderly so that when you grow old, others will respect you too. In many ways, life gets better with age, sometimes surprisingly so. The common belief is that a person's overall sense of well being goes downhill as he or she gets older. But researchers are finding, and many older people themselves are discovering, that this is not necessarily the case. For example, as we age, wisdom and understanding can flourish. Intelligence can develop and expertise can deepen, which can enhance creativity and productivity. Friendships can become more meaningful as the passing years teach us to prioritize what matters most. One Stanford University professor said, quote, "Contrary to the popular view that youth is the best time of life, the peak of emotional life may not occur until well into the seventh decade." Close quote. While youth may have advantages, good things can come with age. And so I ask, do we as a nation or as an individual show respect to our older, wiser generation? As many of the baby boomers reach their golden years and join the seniors before them, how should they be treated? Many are reaching an autumn years of their life. It should be the golden years, but is it? Should the elderly be penalized because of their age, or should they be honored? I have had these on my mind lately concerning the lack of honor and respect that society shows the elderly. And as somebody who believes and knows very well that certainly I will grow old someday, I am reminded of how quickly life passes by. Life is a vapor, as stated in James chapter 4, verse 14. Quote, "You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away." Close quote. But are all the golden years truly golden years for many of our seniors? The elderly in our lives were held in high esteem, and they were often sought out for advice about love, marriage, home remedies for illness, and life itself. As important members of our families, old folk were not only a source of advice and guidance, but they also helped raise our children. I was raised by my grandmother, and later on I got to live with my father's parents, and I enjoyed my stay with them. They were kind to me, and I learned a lot from them. They were amazing grandparents. And I know the grannies have a lot to offer to we, the younger generation. However, a complete change has taken place when it comes to the elderly people and the place they hold in today's society. They are no longer involved in the rearing of their grandchildren and have been replaced by daycare centers, the internet, televisions, and video games. The sense of family unity, love of community, respect, and care for our fellow man instilled in children by their grandparents has all been lost in the absence of this valuable source of knowledge and experience. Now, how do we show respect to the elderly? May I suggest some few ways we can show respect to the elderly? First, address them properly. Use the name they want to be called. Unless they tell you otherwise, call them Mr. or Mrs. followed by their last name. If they want you to call them by their first name, honor their request. Next, speak clearly and don't try to use slangs or unknown familiar words in their presence. Your friends might understand mumblings filled with the latest slang, but don't expect someone much older than you to get what you're trying to say. And next way to show respect to the elderly is show your love. If the elderly person is a grandparent, aunt, uncle, or other family member, show that you love him or her. Offer a hug and say something affectionate. Ask questions about your ancestors or offer to put together a photo album or something that has to do with precious memory. You'll be amazed how these enriching life experience can be, and you will most likely learn something new about your family. Teach younger ones, including children if you have, how to behave among the elders. Next, I'll suggest show good manners. Most of the elderly ones were taught proper etiquette when they were children, and they deserve good manners from you in return. Always say please and thank you. My grandmother will always say, when you're eating with me, don't talk, because when you're eating, you don't need to talk. You need to chew with your mouth closed, and she will always emphasize on that. At first, I feel uncomfortable eating with her, but I got to understand that that is the way she was brought up, and I got used to it and I enjoyed eating with her. So they need to know that the generations following them are civil enough to carry on. Offer assistance. When an elderly person approaches an entrance to a building, hold the door and allow him or her to go first. Offer to do something special on a high or low shelf in a store or at home. Be aware of any disability the person may have and help accommodate what the person needs. Anything you do to make their life easier will be greatly appreciated. My grandmother today is beginning to lose her memory. She find it hard to recollect things, and so it's difficult for us to ask her questions about a lot of her youthful days. But when she recollects a lot of precious memory, it's so wonderful hearing her telling me about what she did in school, how she taught, and many more things. And so the elderlies are important. My call to you today is to show respect to them, because someday you grow old and you also need the younger ones to show respect to you. Thank you.